Boeing labor talks wobble as mediated sessions stall and strike fatigue sets in. The labor story behind Boeing's recovery took a turn as the company said the union walked out of mediated talks. The union countered that it is pressing for fair economics after weeks on strike. Tonight, we separate bargaining postures from bargaining substance, and we show how this labor arc intersects with certification, deliveries, and airline schedules. Mediator-guided sessions broke down after proposals on wages, pensions, and job security failed to converge. Both sides sharpened public messaging, classic brinkmanship to harden bargaining leverage. Meanwhile, strike fatigue is real. Workers weigh weeks of lost income against the long-term value of a better contract. The company weighs near-term delivery hits against the cost of locking in higher compensation and benefit guarantees. "What keeps you on the line?" the reporter asked inquisitively. "Dignity and safety. We build planes people trust with their lives. And that has to show up in wages, benefits, and staffing, not just slogans," the machinist replied with determination. "What is the biggest sticking point?" the reporter asked inquisitively. "We need a sustainable cost structure and flexibility to deploy teams where the quality need is," the executive explained pragmatically. "We are offering raises. The gap is on dynamics over the life of the deal." This is not a narrow dispute. It sets pattern economics across programs and suppliers. Locking in higher wage scales and pension improvements ripples down the chain. Fabrication shops, avionics vendors, MRO partners, because everyone pegs to the big OEM. Conversely, prolonged strikes risk schedule slippage, liquidated damages, and a tougher conversation with airlines that already padded timetables for late deliveries. Quality and labor are joined at the hip. Overstretched crews, overtime spikes, or high churn can degrade craftsmanship. A durable contract that supports stable staffing, training, and retention is not just an HR outcome, it is a safety outcome. Regulators, airlines, and passengers are all stakeholders in that triangle, even if they sit outside the bargaining room. "How does the strike show up for you?" the reporter asked, curious. "It is buffer time and contingency planning. We schedule with more slack and push aircraft rotations around. It is doable, but it is not free," the vice president replied candidly. Three deal frames could resolve the impasse: wage-led settlement, pension-centric trade, or a hybrid with bonuses. Each has its pros and cons, affecting different aspects of the ecosystem, from suppliers to airlines. To watch for progress, mediator calendar updates,